Gemini, welcome to 2017. This is Gwendolyn. Welcome back to the channel. This video is going to be a monthly Tarotscope for Gemini for January 2017. So I'm just going to shuffle the cards here and then we'll get right into Gemini. We do start this year with the last week of that Mercury retrograde in Capricorn. So Mercury will still be retrograde until about January 8th or 9th, and then it will head direct again. So during that first week of January, still just a good time to review, revise, rethink, reconsider, re-strategize, relax. It's all those words that have to do with retrograde. And then we can start taking action on things once Mercury goes back direct. So let's see what's coming up for Gemini for January. Looks like it opens with some financial focus. 3 coins cards there in the first part of January. And 10 of coins here. This can mean a windfall of money. Something that comes in that's unexpected. So it may be like a late bonus that you get from your work, or it could be money that someone sends you for the new year, or it could just be any type of security or accumulation of money. 10 of coins is the most amount of coins on a card that it can show up, and it usually has to do with like inheritance or money coming in from prior generations, stuff that comes in. Like this could be a return for if people are filing their taxes in January, they could get that return early. So there's all kinds of ways that this could show up, but 10 of coins has to do with security, accumulation of money, a windfall of money that maybe you didn't expect, enjoying a relationship in a secure environment, spending time with older generations like your parents or grandparents. That's the beginning of January for you, Gemini. I'm seeing that we've got some glare here, so let me see if I can take care of that. Okay, that's a little bit better. So 10 of coins, that's good. Because it looks like there is some way in which you don't feel like working right now, Gemini. You want to take a break from your work. This is 8 of coins and it's in reverse. So 8 of coins in the upright position shows someone who's working away. This is like whistling while you work, creating money through your work, sometimes being involved in a creative pursuit that creates money. It's like creating wares. Things that you can sell. It's creating value, and it's just like being engrossed in your work. You know, he's just sitting at the workbench grinding it out. But when we have 8 of coins in the reverse position, it means that we're kind of resisting that, or it means that we're kind of not wanting to do that. And I have to be careful in telling you here, one of the things that I'm getting with 10 of coins followed by 8 of coins in reverse is that the money could come in and go out as quickly, you know, it could leave as quickly as it comes. So be careful of that, Gemini, at the beginning of January here. It's almost as like it's easy come, easy go is what I'm getting from those two together, because 10 of coins is a big stack of money, and so is 8 of coins. 8 of coins is something that you've worked hard diligently for. 10 of coins usually comes to you out of the blue. So I'm getting that be careful if a big check comes to you that you don't spend it all right away, you know, maybe paying off credit cards from Christmas purchases or something, but I'm getting easy come, easy go with the money. So just be careful of that. I am seeing that the sun is setting on something here. You know, this could be a learning lesson regarding finances, Gemini, because this is 5 of swords, and when 5 of swords shows up, it's reflecting something that happened in the past, and it's gaining knowledge, wisdom, experience from whatever conflict has happened. Because he's looking in this direction too, I'm seeing that it might be relevant to these finances, money coming in, money going out, kind of one right after the other. So And this is about long-term planning. You know, Seven of Coins is about, again, it's a finance card, but it's about long-term planning. Are we reaping what we want to sow? Are we getting the money that we want for the work that we're doing? Farmer's pretty patient and he invests a lot of time in things, but this is a reassessment, reconsideration of like, is this, am I in a good place at the end of each month? Am I investing my time in things that reward me enough? What sort of fruits are my efforts yielding? And that's a good time, Gemini, to be considering that during this first week. It's all retrograde, Mercury, having to do with like accomplishments, achievements, goals that we want to set for ourselves. It's in Capricorn, so it's a reconsideration of those kind of themes. And this is saying, what have you learned from the past? Look back to, with the sun setting on 2016, look back to the past to see what worked for you and what didn't work for you. Learn from mistakes is what this card says, because swords are mental imagery. So it has to do, swords represent thoughts, knowledge, wisdom, experience. And this is someone who's collecting wisdom, collecting knowledge, collecting thoughts from past conflicts. It's actually a battlefield here where the battle has ended and the conflict has ended, but they're looking back and seeing, what can I gain from this? What can I go collect? What ideas, thoughts, wisdom can I collect from the sun having set? So what I'll say, and it's kind of interesting with this story here in the first line, is that with money coming in and money going out, what is it that you can learn and reflect upon? Like, you know, what are your incomes and expenses? And consider maybe revising things for long-term goals, for long-term sustenance. This is the farmer who plans for the future. You know, he grows things and then he stores things away. He plants an overabundance of things so that he can sell them. So take the time in the first week of January, Gemini, and to just look for these insights, is what I'm going to call these, about how money's coming in and how money's going out, and how to plan for long-term goals for the future. That's what Seven of Coins is telling me. Because then Mercury is going to be going direct and things are going to happen real quick. This is Eight of Wands, which has to do with things happening swiftly. It's the 8 wands flying through the air, which means new information, new news. It can sometimes mean like the last puzzle piece that comes in and unlocks things where you kind of have an aha moment. It means that things are 80 to 90% lined up. So it means things are coming to completion in a way, and things happen rapidly when this card shows up. I do see here in the middle of the month, you've got 6 of Swords in reverse, which usually has to do with healing or recovery. Can sometimes mean travel to a foreign land, but I see it in reverse, so that's resistance there. 9 of Coins, which has to do with self-discipline and luxury. And 5 of Wands, which I call playing versus fighting. So with this combination of cards, I'm seeing things initially in the middle part of January, things happening swiftly, you getting the last piece of information. And then 6 of Swords has to do normally with recovery, healing. It has to do with going from charged, turbulent waters to smoother horizons, smoother seas. And it can depict you helping someone else helping you, or you helping yourself. But I see a resistance here, both in this card and this card. The common thing with these two cards is you helping yourself. Because with 6 of Swords, it can be you bailing yourself out of a difficult situation, going to a smoother situation. But 9 of Coins is also about the reward and luxury and finances that you have for the good things in life from your own self-discipline, from helping yourself. So there is a way in which in the middle of the month, Gemini, that you can help yourself, like pull yourself up from your bootstraps and like heal regarding something and enjoy the finer things in life through helping yourself. But what I'm seeing is that there's a resistance to helping yourself out of the situation or getting to smoother waters. When things show up in reverse, it means that there is resistance, doubt, or fear. What I'm seeing is that you are capable of helping yourself. So helping yourself go from turbulent waters to smoother seas, and helping yourself get to a nice place. Like, this is a card of self-discipline, you know, putting money away from working hard. This is the card that precedes it, 8 of coins and then 9 of coins. So this is like working hard. And 9 of coins is what happens when we work hard for a long time. We accumulate money. We're able to enjoy the finer things of life if we have self-discipline to set some of that aside. So what I'm seeing with these two in reverse is that in the middle of the month, in the middle of January, Gemini, you have an opportunity to help yourself out of something, to get yourself to a nice place. Because the smooth horizon here and her sitting pretty, that means like sitting in a nice place. My question to you is, are you going to do it or not? Because you can do it for yourself. That's what both these cards say. This is recovery and healing. This is self-discipline. Both of these are about helping yourself. But in reverse, you may doubt whether you can actually do that for yourself. Or you may have some fears about that, or resistance, or old programming, old stuff that's blocking that. So I'm going to ask you in the middle of the month, how can you help yourself, Gemini? It looks like you can, but will you? That's just what I want to point out for those two cards. And then try to avoid competition towards the middle of the month also. It's not really about competing with anyone else. It's about you, Gemini, helping yourself, because this card is playing versus fighting. And this can be getting caught up in like petty little problems. This card has a lot of Mars energy to it. So it's a lot of like fighting, competition, sport. It can be open warfare, as you see all these people sort of fighting amongst each other. Or it can just be like play. You know, it could be like kids playing and fighting. So I always call this card playing versus fighting, because it can be very serious, and it can be like open warfare, fighting, competition. Or it could just be like playing. You know, sometimes this is interpreted as petty problems, like the little minuscule things of day-to-day life that just get to us or get under our skin, like traffic, or, you know, red light lines when you want to go buy something, things that just kind of get in your way. And with it in reverse, it's not really a time to engage in fighting. It's not really a time to engage in comparisons or competition. You need to focus on yourself, Gemini, in the middle of January is the sense I get, because you can really help yourself a lot. And then I see you kind of get through that. This is you, Gemini. This is Knight of Air, Knight of Swords. So this can be any of the air signs, really. Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. But I'm seeing it as you, Gemini. I'm seeing it you as like kind of toughening up. And by skipping over getting caught up with other people, getting caught into any fray, like this is like engaging in whatever war is going on, by just skipping over that, you become strong, and you have this like conviction, you know, your own mind. Remember that swords represent the mental energy, so you're clear about your mind. Go at the end, as the end of January opens, you know, it gives you courage. You're willing to go into flaming buildings. And Knight of Swords has courage. He's analytical, he's logical, he's courageous. He runs right in. The one thing that is a caution with Knight of Swords energy is that you don't rush into something too fast, especially in line with this 8 of Wands here. This is swiftness. This is rushing in. So I'm going to say, if you do get some money at the beginning of January, don't go for any like get rich quick schemes. That can happen with these cards here. Make sure that your investments are wise. Don't do anything that's too fast or too hasty, because that is the weak side of this card. But otherwise, it gives you a lot of motivation, a lot of clarity, a lot of courage to pursue the things that you're thinking, pursue your ideas, your beliefs, put your knowledge to practice. And then I see you being like in a happy place regarding your home, Gemini. This is the King of Cups, which has to do with like the ideal partner, the ideal father, the ideal boyfriend. It could be ideal girlfriend, but more likely that would show up as Queen of Cups. So, but this means being emotionally stable, emotionally compassionate towards others, feeling good, feeling like you want to take care of others, nurturing. King of Cups operates from a really nurturing place. So this could be like you being the king of your castle. I get the sense you have a lot of courage coming up at the end of January, Gemini, and you feel really solid and really good. This is a 4 card, which represents the home, and it's like you're on good footing towards the end of the month, Gemini. This means like just being happy. King of Cups with 4 of Wands here. This is like, again, the king in his castle, feeling happy, feeling like, I'm settled emotionally. 4 is stable. 4 is festive. It's enjoying things. So it's kind of like you gain your footing towards the end of the month. And then especially when you're here, Gemini, you're thinking more clearly because you're this Knight of Swords. And this is a great time to do a budget. This is 6 of Coins, which has to do with resources and values, weighing things like what's coming in, what's going out. It almost looks like you've done your work from this time, Gemini. By the time you get to the end of January, this is like, I know how much I have. I know how much I can give away. I know how much I can keep. I know how much I can spend. This is like having a budget, so I'm really proud of you. It's knowing your resources. Good time to negotiate for a raise or negotiate your value. Maybe increase your charges for services if you don't feel like it currently reflects your value. This is a card of like have and have not. Where's the money coming from? Who has it? Do you identify with this guy handing it out, or maybe paying employees? Maybe it's time to expand your business, Gemini. Or do you identify with the person receiving it or the person who's not receiving it? So where are you in relation to 6 of Coins, which has to do with value, resources, knowledge, power, income, all of that? You're going to have a better grasp and handle on that towards the end of the month, but you have to start thinking about it here at the beginning of the month while you're revising, reviewing, reassessing. It looks like you figure it out and you come to a nice, solid, restful place, but you may have to start considering where you're investing your time, especially regarding money and regarding your the resources, the things that you're reaping. So that's my reading for you, Gemini, for January. I hope you enjoyed it. Especially enjoy the last part of January. That looks really good for you, Gemini. And I just hope everyone has a great new year. And as always, I just want to thank everyone for watching. Yours in the stars.